Hey guys, thanks for following us on this week's Friday Facts as we talk about boat insurance, the different coverages in boat insurance, and why boat insurance is really important. Even though in the state of Florida, it is not required to have boat insurance, it's a very must if people call and ask us, hey, should we get boat insurance? Should we not? Yes, we make money for selling policies, but my job and our job at Jones Family Insurance is to really protect you, the insureds, from any losses and any liabilities that can occur. So we're going to go over this policy right here. I actually just sold this today to a gentleman. As you see, it's a brand new 2023. He's picking it up tomorrow. Now, again, just like auto liability, it's the same with boat, except with boats, it's more comes instead of doing like bodily injury and then collision. It's more of like a combined single limit, and that means that the liability is $500,000 for this policy. So if somebody slips and falls on his boat, if they jump off the boat and the propeller cuts them and it wasn't even going, there's a lot of liability that can happen on boat. And that's why we try to give the most liability we can. And also too, just so you know, a lot of people that have umbrellas, you can throw this policy, your boat policy, underneath your umbrella. So it's good to have, at least a $300,000 liability. I always try to give at least $500,000 in liability. Uninsured motorists, bodily injury. It's just like uninsured motorists. They're going to get $100,000 for that. If somebody else was to hit their boat and injured them while they were on the water, mainly, it could be you're tied up at a dock getting fuel. Someone comes in, they don't know how to park, or and they hit your boat and crash it, and then you got an issue. Medical payments, $5,000. That's for any medical payments that need to be paid out for someone that goes to the hospital. The doctor, your policy will pay out that. The next one is the physical damage on the hull and motors. This is the biggest piece of your boater's insurance policy. I cannot stress this enough. And this is where insurance agents that don't know enough about boat insurance will just sell somebody a policy and they have no clue what they're doing. And it ticks me off. So what we have right here on this policy is called agreed value. Okay. And agreed value means that no matter when they get into an accident, whatever number we have right here, in this case, it's 85,000. No matter what number is right there, the 85,000, if there is a full wreck in the boat, this carrier will pay this insured $85,000 as long as it's a full wreck. Okay. So, it is huge, huge, huge. The other way you can go would be actual cash value. And like we talked about in other things, actual cash value is what the boat is worth today. So that means you've had a boat for 3 years, wear and tear, nicks, the boat gets totaled. You may have bought it for $85,000 and that's what you need to replace it. But if you have an ACV policy, which I see this happen more times than not, and it irritates me, you're only going to get paid what the ACV is. So if it says $50,000, $60,000, that's all you're getting paid. Actual cash value up to that amount. With the agreed value there, you're always going to get paid that no matter what, because you're agreeing right now, before the policy is bound, what you want to get paid out. And yeah, you might pay a little more for a policy like this. It's probably going to be about like $200-$300 more. But it's well worth it, especially if you have a loan on your boat. Okay. And we all know that people could take loans out for longer than cars, 10, 15, 20 years, depending on how much the boat cost. It is super, super important to get an agreed value policy on your boat if you have a loan. Because the last thing you want to do is be kicked while you're down. And your boat is wrecked. And you get, let's say it's totaled out and you get paid out. And the ACV on it is 60,000 and you still owe 70. Well, they're going to give you the 60 and you are going to owe the bank the other 10K. Okay? So it's super, super important to always ask, is this agreed value or ACV? Okay? That's the biggest thing. And then in this policy, too, we have the trailer damage in there as well. Physical damage for the trailer, $4,500. Oops. Then unattached equipment, things that you can attach and unattach to the boat that's not permanently there, whether it's fishing equipment or anything like that. The biggest thing might be like a GPS system, a plotter system. Those are huge. Okay, so you have $8,500 up to that. Personal effects, clothing, boogie boards, water skis, things like that. That's up to that. Emergency assistance if you're on the water, $1,000. Roadside assistance. Now you're probably wondering, why is there roadside assistance when this is a boat? Well, because when you're trailering your boat and you have coverage for your trailer, as he does here, if your trailer breaks down, you're going to need some roadside assistance as you're trailing it. So they're going to cover up to $300 for that. Okay. And then there's just always little different things with every carrier has their own like extra package or not. This policy, the captain's package, it includes actually Sea Tow, Boat USA, all those on the water tow companies for $20 a year. I had a gentleman last week call. He was actually looking online for a Sea Tow company, which one's better. And I said, hey, have you ever thought about a policy that includes that? And he's like, I didn't know that could happen. And so I gave him this policy. And it ended up saving him quite a bit of money between the actual insurance and then the extra $20 a year. Only $20 a year, less than $2 a month to get the captain's package. Okay. And so that's really what, totals up your boat, what equals up your boat coverages. You might be wondering, well, what are these numbers right here on the other side of these 85,000, 4,500 for the trailer, 8,500 for the unattached equipment? These right here are the deductibles. Look how low those are. These are the deductibles for the things that occur with that. Okay. So that is really, really huge. And you also have to pay attention to like if there's a hurricane, this policy, I like writing boats, anything under 26 feet with Safeco. They have a really niche for it. Some other carriers I use too, American Integrity or United Marine Underwriters sometimes. But anything under 26 feet, I usually like to write with Safeco because their packages are really good. But the main thing, and the other thing too, is that your boat policies, they're not like auto. They don't go 6 months. They're for a full year. So for this gentleman's, policy for the full year, he paid in full today, and it's up here. As you can see, he paid $13.11 for the year. Okay, that's pretty good. It's almost a little over $100 a month, $110 a month or whatever it is. So he really has a really good package. He has $85,000 coverage on his brand new boat, with a super low deductible, on water emergency towing, off-road towing. So you really, really need, if you have a boat, and boats are big in Florida. A lot of people move from other states and they come down to Florida, and what's the first thing they do? They get a boat because they're in the sunshine all day. You really need to talk to somebody that knows about boat insurance. Whether it's a big boat, something over 26 feet, then you go into like yacht coverage. Okay. And yacht coverage can be a little different. I would never use this company for yacht coverage. Bigger boats, I use another company. They have wreckage removal, pollution up to $1 million. The Army Corps of Engineers will fine you if your boat sinks and you don't get it out of the water. So they have coverages for all that. So again, guys, Matthew Jones with Jones Family Insurance for our last Friday Facts of the Year. Thank you for sticking with us all year. We hope everybody has a happy and safe new year. We really appreciate you, all the business that and support that you guys give us, and we look forward to serving you in 2024. Thank you.